G'day folks. Well, here we go. We're going to set up some advancement on my electronic distributor. Right, now I've set up the old one. I've got it in the vise and I've put the protractor on it, and I've got my tiny little bit of wire as you see there, and I'll show you what around 7 degrees advancement is. Okay, so just bear with me on it, guys. It's tricky, but it gives you an idea of what you've got to do to achieve your desired advancement. Now you've got to remember it's half, so 7 degrees is roughly going to be around 3 degrees. So just keep an eye on it. Whatever I've got that sort of sat at, is it pretty close to about 100 on that mark there? I'll come back there. Okay, well it just gives you a bit of an idea. That's it. So we're looking at what, 3.5, maybe 4, but I've got about 7 degrees, so it's hard to get it like perfect, but no, that's it. Yes, so what I've got to do now, I'll just zoom out there a sec. Now what I've got to do now with my setup on the electronic, and this is a very simple centrifugal weight advancement, the old school way of doing it. So as revs increase, these weights spin out. As it spins like that, these weights here end up getting slung out, and it advances and it twists. See that? Twists the shaft. I think there's around 15 degrees on that one, just looking at it, the way that sort of turns. It's got a fair old turn. So if I put that on the protractor, I think there's around 7, maybe 8 degrees on the mark there. So I've got to close this right down, and what I'm going to do to achieve that is I'm actually going to put a double weld on this part here, right up to that where that weight is, and the same on the other side, and that will restrict the weights coming out. And if it's a little bit close, I've sort of just got to get in there with a little thin disc on a grinder, sort of achieve, it may take a few goes to achieve my, I'm sort of shooting for 5 to 7 degrees of advancement. And actually I've been looking at it too, so even when you hold that solid, there's still a little bit of, it might even be about 4 degrees there, 5 degrees, look. So we'll see. I might put the protractor on it and just test it like that, and just see how much if I do need any movement there. But that's it, guys. That's how you do it. The weights are, well, these springs are set up a little bit different too. One's softer than the other side, and yeah, that's the soft side. You can feel there's nothing on that. And this side here, yeah, there's a bit more on it. And that one. So as you get the lower revs ramp up, the soft one opens up that little bit more, and as it starts to pick up, you know, a few more revs over the top, this one here starts to open up as well, and that's how you get your gradual curve. So that's what I've got to do, guys. Pretty simple stuff, but very foolproof. It's not the most ideal situation, you know, for maximum power. The ideal situation would be to lock this off. The MSD do a box on a timing retard, so but you can plot it in every 100 rev increments. So this is what I'd do if I was setting it up. I'd lock this off at 30 degrees, set it up at around sort of 15 degrees static, and as the revs increase I would add a whack of timing into it, so I could go up to 30 degrees before the boost started to ramp on, and then as boost started to come on up around sort of 3000 onwards, I'd pull timing right out of it to back, say, my 20 degree target, and as I climb up in the revs, say 4,500 onwards, you could add a degree or two. to make up for the engine speed. So it's very flexible, that MSD box, and I'm planning on later on in the year to put it in, and we'll go deep with that one too, guys. But for now, this is a sure way of getting it set up for boost. Look, it may sacrifice a little bit out of boost and top end, but it's very safe and reliable, and that's what I like about it. Alright guys, well there you go. That's all there is to it. Alright, I'll pop one up soon. Catch you later.